doing, how it all turned to lies. Sometimes I think that it's better to never ask why.
One of the world's fastest growing food sectors, aquaculture, accounts for about half of the fish eaten worldwide every year. Without fish farming, there would not be enough fish to feed the world's population. Now, this would mean having to take more fish from our seas and jeopardizing the long-term sustainability of our wild fish stocks. It's another interesting episode on the program SMS Weekly right here on Galaxy Television, and as you know, it's a platform where we share methods on how we can grow and sustain our micro, small and medium enterprise sector. I am Izine Egasi. Do stay tuned.
Ever wonder about what he's doing, how it all turned to lies? Sometimes I think that it's better to never ask why.
Welcome back. You're watching SMS Weekly. Now, our focus today is on fish farming. Now, fish farming is gradually becoming one of the most lucrative businesses in Nigeria, and as a result, a good number of people are venturing into the business like never before. But as lucrative as fish farming can be, a lack of proper information concerning the business can lead to a loss. So the question is, what is fish farming in the first place? To stay with us as one of Nigeria's foremost fish farmers, Oladimeji Oyetunde, gives an extensive concept on fish farming, how he started, and steps to take to maintain a progressive fish farm.
Ever wonder about what he's doing, how it all turned to lies? Sometimes I think that it's better to never ask why.
I've been in this business since 2004. That's about just 14 years. And what actually prompted me to come into this business, I say, was exigency, because I left my banking career. I thought it was very lucrative. I left the banking career in 2004. So I decided I have a family to feed. And with that, I said, okay, what can I do that can put food on my table and also that can add value to me? So I looked around and I said, well, let me go into farming. But the problem then, or the challenge then, was what kind of farming can one do in Lagos that can be lucrative? I searched around, and with limited resources, I have this plot. I said, okay, well, let me do fish farming. I did some studies and I discovered that it's viable, very viable. Yeah, you see, the truth is the banking sector is good, very good, but I have a better understanding now. This is better. Yes, the banking sector pays very well. I'm on a monthly basis, but with this one, you can't compare what I earn here in terms of financial motivation and even emotional motivation. What I enjoy here is more than what I was earning in the banking system, because now I am on my own. I can come to the farm anytime. I have passion for what I'm doing. Unlike the banking sector, yes, I was a professional banker, but that's still notwithstanding. I was working for somebody. But here, I can sit down, crack my brain, do one or two things, and it will bring me money. So I think I prefer what I'm doing right now than the banking sector. Okay, what we do primarily here is catfish rearing. We rear the fish and we process them. We Maybe I should tell you that I started mainly with what we call grow out. As time went on, I decided to add other value chain to it. The other value chains are the hatchery, the processing, and the marketing also. Fishes are reared with starting from their seeds. The seeds are the ones we call fingerlings. Where fingerlings, when they're about 6 weeks old, then they are called juveniles when they are about 8 weeks old, and they are called post-juvenile again when they are about 10, 12 weeks old. Okay, so when you nurse those fingerlings over time, I'm right now in the nursery. Right, this is where we hatch and we rear the seeds. When they leave this place, they go to all the ponds. Some of them are behind me, some of them are right in front of me. We stock them. That's what we call we do. We say we stock the fish according to the sizes of each pond. If they are overcrowded, their lives also. So if they are overcrowded, they get choked up, right? And they can begin to drop. That's what we call mortality because of the heat. So we look at the size of each pond, and based on our estimation, we stock them probably 1,000 or 2,000. But the ponds that we have here, the minimum can take about 1,005, the minimum. Okay. So when we do the stocking, then each pond or each fingerlings has a particular size of feed that we take. It's just like our mouth. We can't take too much heavy balls. Okay, so we look at the size of the fish and we give them the appropriate feed that they take, ranging from what we call the crumbles, 1.5, that's millimeter, 2 mm, 3 mm. As they are eating and they are growing up, we increase the sizes of the feeds, and over time, when they're about 4 weeks, 6 weeks, depending on the market demand, some people will say, okay, well, we just want a fish that is just about 300 grams. That's what they want to eat. Some will say, no, I want a matured fish that is about 1 kilo, very big one. But it will take a fairly longer time to rear up to 1 kg. All right, so it depends on the market size. So we rear dictates of the what the market dictates for us. The major fishes that we farmed in Nigeria are principally this catfish that we do and tilapia fish. But tilapia fish, one can rarely farm tilapia fish successfully in the concrete pond, right? Because they are a little bit fragile. But the catfish, because as the name implies, cat has about 7 lives, so we believe they have heavy lives. They are more rugged. They can sustain, they can adapt to any condition. So it is easier for people to rear catfish than tilapia fish. Yeah, challenges. One will expect that to say that it is funding, but because of my background as a banker, I hadn't that problem of funding. But the major challenge that I have, which is peculiar to all farmers, is the feed, because all the feeds that we use to feed our fishes, whether you call them the seeds, which are the fingerlings that I'm doing right now, their feeds are imported. For the grow out, yes, we have some local feed millers now that are producing for us, but a major component of their feed, which is called fish meal, right, is imported. And anything imported comes with a very high price. So we always have high prices of our feeds, right? Then aside from that, basically we use a lot of water here, and then we have about 3 boreholes here, and that means, of course, that we need to power all these boreholes, right? So, and that means again that high cost of power. And for some time now, we've not been having, well, when we started, we were having very low current, epileptic lights of supply, but now, to the glory of God, I think things have improved, and what we spend on diesel has come down a little bit, but not drastically. All right, you see, when we started, because I came from the banking industry into this agric industry, I would rather say that I was a little bit green. I had a very short training, okay, but over time, I was developing myself. I happened to be a member of the Lagos State Catfish Association. I'm also a member of the World Aquacultural Society. So these two bodies, they actually groomed me, they developed me. When we started this feeding, initially we were giving them antibiotics, just giving them all manner of drugs, you know. Later on, as we were receiving training, we were now told that, well, all these drugs are not even good for the human consumption, not even for the fishes, because invariably we are going to consume the fish. So we had to stop, right? And that has been a very, very long time, over 6-8 years ago, that we stopped using any. So what we use here, if at all we have any fish to treat, we use ordinary salt, table salt. So I will say that the association that I belong to, which is the Catfish Association, because we do a lot of training there. We do what we call technical section on a daily basis, no, on a monthly basis whenever we meet, right? If I have a challenge on my farm, I can call any of my member if it's so urgent. If I can't wait for the meeting, I can call any of my members that are more experienced than myself. This is what I have, and we rush. We always help ourselves. And if it's the whatever the foreign body, we are just a matter of sending an email. This is what I have on this farm. Okay, just send the picture, send an email to me. We send an email and they respond instantly. So with that, we have been able to, I have been able to get training, and I've been able to develop myself. Yes, you can join them. The interest matters. Okay, you want to be a member of, well, we have such a upcoming fish farmers, or those who are intending. And we have gotten to the level of training people. We do consulting, we do startup for people, okay? We train, we do a lot of, because this is a full-fledged farm, full-fledged. We have the broodstock for hatching. We don't go out to begin to buy. We have all our full complement. We process, we have our full complement for processing, okay? So this is a full-fledged farm for both consultation, startup, and advisory.
Sometimes you wonder where we get the catfishes you see in the marketplace. And right here in Obawale, which is in the suburb of Lagos State, is Grace Option Farms. And he's going to be taking us around his fish farm. We're going to be seeing the different species of fishes. We're going to be seeing the different sizes, how they are fed, and of course, how they grow. Enjoy.
This is the hatchery, okay? These ones now were spawned. What I mean by spawning, I mean we took the parent stock, the two of them, we injected the female, okay. Then the male, we had to slit it open and we remove what we call the milt. The milt is a male, what do you call it? The sperm of the male, right? Having injected the female, after 10 hours, we now press the stomach of the injected female to bring out the eggs in a bowl. We use the milt, we splash it over the eggs, mix it very well. By the time we have prepared this place, put up a net, we have checked the parameters, all the water parameters, ensure that one, the temperature is okay, then the pH is equally okay. Having tested that, okay. We now spawn. We put the mixed egg on this net, okay. And allow it to wait for between 12, maximum of 30 hours, maximum. Not more than 30 hours. After that, about a day, and after that 30 hours, we have to come and remove the net. By that time, the eggs must have hatched. Any unhatched one, if the net is not removed, it will pollute the water and even the ones that are hatched will die because the water is polluted. So if we look critically, we see them, they are just coming out from their shell. They are very, very tiny. They are less than 4 hours old. So you can see they are just coming out. They are just some of them are still in their shell here. You see that green line?
Okay.
All those ones are their fishes. Okay. They are fries. They are fries. So from here, we now move to the next one. The next ones, these ones are fairly old. They are about 2 weeks. By Thursday, they will be 3 weeks exactly. These ones are fairly old. They are fairly old. The same process. They came this way. They came here. The whole of this line, they are all about 3 weeks old. And we have to ensure that the water flows on a daily basis. That's what we call flow through. The outlet and the inlet. The water flows in and flows out continuously like that, 24/7. Okay. So from here we can move to the parent stock. The parent stock. Have you seen them? These ones are females. The ones here are the males. There are very few here.
Okay, they're very few.
Very few. Because you know, the male, we kill them as we produce. So these ones, we still spare them after injecting out. Stripping the eggs, we still spare them. So from here, let's move to the next stage.
Come out.
Next stage. These ones are a little smaller. This is where we smoke the fish. You can see smoke coming out. It's powered by charcoal. We're not smoking much today. This is just about 50, almost 60 kilo.
Okay.
We are smoking now. The same compartment here.
Well, I want to believe your curiosity has been satisfied. We've seen the different species of catfishes. We've seen the fries, we've also seen the fingerlings, and we've also seen the adult fishes. So I know that you have learned a lot from this store. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. We do appreciate, and we look forward to speaking with you over and over again. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Ever wonder about what he's doing? How it all turned to lies? Sometimes I think that it's better to never ask why.
Amazing, isn't it? I think I just might divert into this business. Well, if you want to go into fish farming, you can reach us on our social media platforms displayed on your screen. I'm Izine Egasi. So join us again tomorrow, same time, for the concluding part of this interview. I'm Izine Egasi. Bye for now.
he's doing,